Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back, my dear sisters, to part two of this productive Ramadan planning workshop for busy Muslim women. So, a warm welcome to you, and whether you're joining live or watching the recording, I hope that it's going to be, inshallah, really, really beneficial for you, inshallah. Okay, so inshallah, in this two-part workshop, what you're going to discover, inshallah, we talked last time about your vision for Ramadan. It's really important to have a clear vision on what you want to get out of Ramadan. Get yourself excited about Ramadan, inshallah, and have a clear plan as to what you would love to get out of it, inshallah. So we did some exercises last time regarding this, and we also talked last time about how to connect with the Qur'an despite your busy schedule, how to maximize some of the spiritual benefits of Ramadan. And inshallah, in today's session, we're going to be talking about how to maximize the health benefits of and spiritual benefits of fasting specifically. And we're going to be talking about some really simple tips, inshallah, to increase consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our day-to-day lives. We hopefully are going to walk away, inshallah, with a plan and a clear plan to how to make the most of this Ramadan. Also, an opportunity to, inshallah, connect with busy sisters, striving to do their best just like you, inshallah, and much, much more. So, hope you're really going to enjoy this workshop tonight, inshallah. So yeah, do get the most out of today's session. It's going to be interactive because it's late. Put away distractions, if possible. The slides are detailed on purpose, so that you don't have to take notes necessarily, and you can just take screenshots of slides that you find interesting. Yeah, be present if you're able to be fully present for the session and do the exercises. This isn't just about nice information. You can watch a YouTube, a talk, a lecture by a sheikh for that, but this is a practical workshop, inshallah. So do participate in the exercises to get maximal benefit. And why are we here? Why do we want to do this productive Ramadan planning? Well, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there is no wisdom equal to good planning. There's another saying that I love in the personal development world, which is 1 hour of planning saves 100 hours in execution. In other words, you can enter Ramadan and you can just live day to day, and you can get to day 5 without really having a routine. And you could just be like feeling guilty, low. You could just be doing things ad hoc, or you spend an hour here with me planning for it, and inshallah, you'll get so much more out of it, inshallah. And here's the thing with planning. What happens is people are reluctant to plan, or because they think, oh, if I stick to a plan and if I set a plan and I don't stick to it, then I'm a failure. But no, we want to take away failure from our vocabulary. Actually, my dear sisters, even if you just stick to 70% of the plan, like that is way better than doing no planning at all. So we want to ditch perfectionism, and it's all about progress rather than perfectionism. It's not about comparing ourselves to others, but it's about making progress in our own lives, inshallah. Also, what I would say is firmly set your intentions. The Prophet ﷺ said that everyone is rewarded for what he intended. So by you being here now and you setting your intentions, inshallah, even if you don't fulfill all your plans, but inshallah, because you made that intention, you'll still be rewarded for it, inshallah. So, a little bit about myself in case you didn't join the previous workshop. My name is Dr. Hafsa Qureshi. I'm a GP in Lincoln, United Kingdom. I'm also a mum, wife, daughter, sister. I'm a co-founder of the British Islamic Medical Association, a volunteer at my local mosque. And as I was saying last time, like I've been on my own journey of personal development. I've had a few, issues with my mental health, especially postnatally in the past, and that the whole spiral took me on a journey into like self-discovery, personal development, and it ultimately culminated in me training to be a professional certified life coach myself. So because I wanted to support people on a deeper level that being a family doctor alone allows, and I specifically want to work with Muslim women and bring in the spiritual element as well into our holistic well-being, and support people with the mindsets and strategies and habits that I've learned. And what I've also done as subsequently is I founded a program called the Khadija Life Upgrade Program, which really is targeted at professional Muslim women who are may become overwhelmed, but it helps professional Muslim women align and optimize their emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, and also externally work on their relationships, their salah and Qur'an, their housework, their time management, their career, their finances, their voluntary work. Because as Muslim women, we're not just, one silo. We don't just have one role, but we're often juggling many roles. And the question is, how can we excel in all those roles simultaneously, inshallah? So, I'm on a journey of growth just like you. I'm not a scholar, but I am a life coach, and I want my Ramadan to be as good as it can be, better than previous years, despite my demands on my life growing and growing. And I'm just on a journey just like you. And this is the point of this forum, is that we create a forum that, where we can support each other, inshallah, and empower each other as professional Muslim women, inshallah. So, I want to ask you guys, those of you who maybe joined the first session, let's recap a little bit of the first session. Those of you who joined or watched the recording, I'd love to hear, like, what were some of your main takeaways from part one of this webinar? You can share in the chat. And this is gonna be very interactive. So do share in the chat, inshallah. Um, and the point of sharing as well is it will reinforce things on a deeper level for yourself. But secondly, as well, that you don't know who you're going to inspire, inshallah. So, would love to hear any of you who joined the first session, what you took away from the first session. If, a few people are saying that they didn't manage to join the first session, no problem at all. Inshallah, you will get the recording for the first session. So do share with me some of your takeaways from the first session. Just allow the comments to roll in. Just share in the chat, inshallah. Connecting with the Qur'an, yeah. Anybody else got a takeaway? Just share it in the chat. Okay, no problem. If you couldn't make the first one, inshallah, you will get the recording, no problem at all. Where we were in last Ramadan, yeah, reflecting on the previous Ramadan and how we can improve, inshallah. Yeah, reflection to be near perfect. Yeah, we can't, only Allah is perfect, but we want to be, inshallah, doing Ramadan with ihsan. Like, none of us will be perfect, but it's about how can we, do our best. That's all that Allah is asking us on the Day of Judgment. We need to show Allah, we need to say to Allah and genuinely mean it that yes, we tried our best based on our unique situations. Everybody's situation is unique, different people amongst us have different challenges, but how can we do our best based on our unique situation? Having a vision is important, so don't have regrets like last year. Yeah, to make this Ramadan better than my last one. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Great. Keep those coming in, inshallah. Go for quality, not quantity. Don't compare yourself with others. Yeah, excellent, excellent. All right. So, just a little recap again as well of, why are we here? Why are we here in this workshop? Why do we want to make the most of Ramadan? We all know the virtues of Ramadan, but just a little recap that whoever observes fast during the month of Ramadan out of sincere faith, then all his past sins will be forgiven. And also, we talked about last time as well that about dua, that there is for the fasting person when he breaks his fast a supplication which is not rejected. Fasting is also a shield with which the servant protects himself from the fire. The fast and the Quran are two intercessors for the servant of Allah on the day of resurrection. It's going to, inshallah, protect us on the day of resurrection, and our fasts and our Quran reading will literally intercede for us. And also, the Prophet ﷺ said that Ramadan has come to you, a month of blessing in which Allah covers you with His blessings. He sends down mercy, decreases sins, and answers prayers. In it, Allah looks at your competition in good deeds, boasts about you to His angels. So show Allah goodness from yourselves, for the unfortunate one is he who is deprived in this month. of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we really want to, inshallah, max. And these are just a few ayat, a few hadith about Ramadan. We know there are so many. We all know that there are so many blessings of this month that we want to maximize, inshallah. So I want to move straight on to talking about how we can maximize the benefits of fasting, inshallah. Okay. And really, I want to get this message across to you, my dear sisters, that Ramadan is a gift. It's not just like something hard that we have to do, not just a test, but actually deep down, I've come to this realization that all the ibadat that Allah prescribes for us are actually there's goodness in it for ourselves in this life, not let alone the actual rewards with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ramadan is a gift. It's an opportunity for a full mind, body, and routine reset, inshallah. And it's like this. I'm actually in the process of renovating my house, and it's like we're painting the walls, and some of the walls they have to paint white. If they've been a different color, they have to paint it white first so that they can repaint them a different color. And what Ramadan actually gives the opportunity to do is similar. It's like we're clearing away the old habits, the old routines. In Ramadan, we're setting a complete new set of routines that when we're waking, when we're sleeping, when we're eating, and we're kind of wiping away the old routines, the old maybe bad habits, the scrolling, watching TV, too much TV. Like we kind of clear all that out. Clear this scene, as it were, so that then, inshallah, we can reset our habits and form new ones intentionally. And in the personal development world, they say that it takes about 30 days to form a new habit. And guess what? Ramadan is about a month. Like we clear away the habits, we form new ones, and then the idea is, inshallah, post Ramadan, we want to keep up with those habits. Also, Ramadan is proof that you can do it, mind over matter. You do have the willpower it takes to create any new habit, because if you can refrain from food and drink for the sake of Allah, something that is a basic, human need, basic human desire, if you can conquer that, conquer your urge to eat, then you can conquer anything, subhanallah. Allah is showing us this through gifting us Ramadan, inshallah. And how many of you had the case where like somebody said to you, maybe a non-Muslim, like how do you do that? How do you, just give me a yes in the chat if you can relate to this, that how do you do it? I could never do it, right? Who's heard that from a non-Muslim colleague or friend? How do you fast in Ramadan? Just put yes in the chat if you can relate to that. But we can do it like because inshallah of our faith. It shows us that with our faith, we can, inshallah, conquer all. There's a few yeses coming through there in the chat. Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, so I want to talk about some of the actual health benefits of fasting. Okay, so first of all, with fasting, if you fast, and you're consuming less calories, you will lose weight. And with weight loss, there's many, health benefits attached. Also, it's a complete body detox, because why? The liver is actually an organ that helps with detoxifying our blood, and it has many functions, including detoxification, but also has functions in digestion. Now, if you're constantly eating all the time, then your liver is busy in it with its functions in digestion. But if you actually stop eating for a period of time, and your body actually gives the liver time to detoxify your blood. Otherwise, it's always helping in the processing of food. Another process that happens when you fast is something called autophagy, which is where your cells, again, because they're not constantly processing food and nutrients, they go into this process where they the actual cells get rid of old, damaged, harmful cells. And this process can actually reduce the risk of cancer, subhanAllah. Fasting's also been shown to be anti-aging, allowing because you're giving your body a break from eating. What happens in the common Western diet? It's like we're constantly eating, constantly snacking, constantly grazing. We're not giving our body time to do anything else. When you're giving your body a break from eating, again, these other processes have a chance to kick in. And as I say, it can be anti-aging because the body then goes into healing mode. Also, fasting promotes better sleep from more stable blood sugars. You get improved gut health as the gut again can heal because it's not constantly digesting. And it's good for the gut microbiome as well to have that break. You get more energy as your body becomes efficient at burning fat for energy. It also, reduces the risk of dementia because what happens is your body starts to produce ketones as it's processing fat for energy. And those ketones act directly on nerve cells to stimulate the production of a chemical called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which then stimulates the production of new brain cells and connections. Also, fasting has been shown to promote the production of stem cells, which helps to repair organs. Now, the amazing thing is like these benefits of fasting have only kind of come about, like we've only, science has only discovered these maybe in the past, not long, like maybe 20, 30 years, right? But subhanallah, like the point I want to make is fasting in itself is so beneficial. This is why things like intermittent fasting are all the rage these days in the health world. But Allah has given us this gift all along, subhanallah, and given us a month where we can detoxify and really improve our health as well through fasting. Now, the question is how this is already happening. SubhanAllah, like we're already fasting and some of these processes are already happening. How do you maximize that? That's the question I asked in this presentation. How do you maximize that? And the answer is you pay attention to what you eat at iftar and suhoor, because what can happen is you've got all these good processes going on and you can undo them all by not eating a healthy iftar and suhoor. So my advice to you, simple advice, is pay attention to what you eat at iftar and suhoor. Eat mainly vegetables, salad, and lean protein. Reduce the fried foods and the foods high in sugars, such as the cakes, biscuits, the starchy foods as well, like the potatoes, rice, bread, pasta. You can have a little bit of that, but commonly our diets have way too much of that and way too little of the vegetables and lean protein. So you want to try and, inshallah, increase that content, and we'll talk more about that. Now, I want to talk a bit more about how this is an opportunity for weight loss. Now, that's not our key intention. Of course, we're fasting for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you're doing a fast just for weight loss, you would drink lots of water. But in our fast, we're not only not eating, but we're not drinking. So there's no issue of our intentions by taking on board what I'm saying here. There's no issue of our intentions being confused or anything like that. But what I'm saying is we can, two in one, we can also use this as an opportunity for weight loss and establishment of healthy eating habits. Use the fact that we are fasting in Ramadan to maximize the health benefits. Why am I talking about this? Because in the UK, nearly 60% of women and 70% of men are either overweight or obese. Especially again in the Muslim women demographic, we can be busy with lots of demands of life, end up comfort eating, and many of us can end up overweight. No judgment there. Like it's something even I went through. So in Ramadan, you're already doing 95% of the hard work by not eating most of the day. So it's very easy now to, inshallah, enter calorie deficit with a few easy, and the emphasis being on easy, inshallah, food swaps. And as I say, it doesn't affect your intention, because if you fast just for weight loss, you still drink lots of water. And then some health problems, there's so many health problems directly linked to being overweight, such as type 2 diabetes and its complications, 13 types of cancer, hypertension, fatty liver, heart disease, arthritis, bladder problems, gut issues like indigestion and IBS, sleep apnea, poorer mental health has been linked to being overweight. So many health issues linked to this. And as I say, we can use Ramadan as the opportunity to really reflect on what we're eating and use it as an opportunity for calorie deficit. Now, the key to weight loss is this calorie deficit. Okay, and let me just explain this a little bit more. So calories, what are calories? Calories are the energy in a food or drink item. Okay. And when we consume more calories than we use up, our body stores the excess as fat. And if this continues over time, that's how we gain weight. Okay. So if you want to lose weight, weight loss is an equation of the calorie, you've got to have calorie deficit, i.e. the calories that you are consuming have to be less than the calories you are burning each day. Okay. And how do you know you're in calorie deficit? Like what I'm saying, I'm not suggesting doing complicated calculations. I'm not suggesting doing complicated calorie counting. My simple suggestion question because any strategy I teach in these webinars and in my Kill You program is simple strategies. Like, how can you get, with the least time, effort, energy, how can you get the most output? Like, I know we're all busy Muslim women. We don't have time to check the packets and calorie count, right? But if you can simply know if you're in calorie deficit just by weighing yourself daily or weekly. And if you're losing weight overall, you know you're in calorie deficit. And if not, you know you need to adjust what you're eating and reduce the calorie dense foods. How we reduce the calorie dense foods, I'm going to talk about, inshallah, in a moment. And the key thing is I want to point out as well that if one of your goals is to lose weight, the emphasis is on diet, 89, because you might say, well, in Ramadan, I can't exercise. And the first thing when people need to lose weight, they think, oh, I need to join a gym and I need to exercise. But actually, exercising, especially like exercising in kind of an aerobic way, going to the gym kind of way, is only a small part of the equation, okay? Very small part of the equation because 70% anyway of the calories we're burning is just from the normal body processes through respiration, through just walking around, like everyday activities. Only a small bit extra is added from doing the exercise. Don't get me wrong, exercise has many benefits, mental health benefits, fitness benefits. But in terms of when it comes to weight loss, it's mainly 80 to 90% is about consuming less calories, okay? Now, I want to point out that you can still eat to your fill at iftar and suhoor because again, if as soon as I say calorie deficit, people think, oh, well, then I have to eat less. But it's not just about eating less. This is the thing I want to point out to you. Calories does not equal fullness. So I want you to eat to your fill in your eating episodes, okay? I want you to eat to your fill in your iftar, okay? But it's about what you're eating, okay? Eat to your fill, but reduce. All you need to do is reduce the portion of that calorie-dense food, i.e., the rice, the pasta, the bread, the potatoes. Reduce the calorie-dense foods and increase your vegetables and salad. Reduce the starchy carbs and the sugary foods and the processed foods as much as possible, and increase your veg and your salad. And then the thing with veg and salad is that it's very filling, so you can be very much full, but it's low in calories. Okay, so for example, just to compare, if you had a whole cup of lettuce, it's only 5 calories. If you have a whole cup of cucumber, only 16 calories. You have, a whole cup of broccoli, it's only 31 calories. Okay, so that a cup is quite a big portion, like, and you'll be very full from eating that. Okay, whereas in contrast, a plate of cooked rice is like 272 calories. A large chapati would be about 100 calories. A slice of bread about 95 calories. So look at 95 calories versus, say, having a whole cup of cucumber is only 16 calories. Having a whole cup of broccoli is 31 calories. Just a small slice of cake can be 250 to 350 calories. One little digestive biscuit, 71 calories. Like that, you can easily, if you're hungry, down 5, 6 biscuits and you wouldn't even notice it. It wouldn't even make a difference to your hunger levels, right? A bag of crisps again, for can 100 grams of crisps, 526 calories. A donut, just a 100-gram donut, like 452 calories. So the point I want to make is calories doesn't equal fullness. Like something cannot fill you up and be very calorific, and something can fill you up a lot and it's not that many calories. I want to point out as well, 100 grams of chicken actually is 165 calories. So it's not, and it'll fill you up for much, 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 much more than 100 grams of 100 grams of cooked pasta will fill you up much less than 100 grams of chicken. Also, pay attention to the dates because those juicy medjool dates that you can easily, again, down 5, 6 of is 100 calories. Whereas if you take a thinner, smaller date like a zamli date, it's only 20 calories. So it's just paying attention to these little things, inshallah, makes a big, big difference. And the small swaps can make a big difference. I'm not saying don't have any rice, don't have any bread at all. I'm just saying pay attention to the proportions, okay? Make the win is simply in making that iftar proportional, okay? And the thing is, normally we're eating without thinking. We just get hungry, we come home, what's in the fridge, let's eat. That's how most of us live our lives. But when it's with iftar, you're thinking about what to prepare for iftar anyway. You're not eating just whenever you want. You're thinking, what should I prepare for iftar today? So and when you're hungry, you will you will eat whatever you prepare. Like if there's, just a plate of samosas in front of you, the reality is that iftar, you'll be hungry. So you'll eat whatever's in front of you. Whereas if you do have salad prepared and you've taken that time to prepare some salad and some vegetables, if that's in front of you, that is what you'll eat. Okay. So what I would say as well, some tips for increasing the vegetables. A big thing that holds people back is they think, oh, it takes so much time to prepare vegetables. It takes so much time to eat healthy and prepare healthy food. And one thing I want you to take away from today is like, it does not take more time to prepare healthy food. Okay. It's very basic, buy a bag of ready-made salad. Takes no extra time. Steam some vegetables in the microwave. You just have to chop up the veg, the broccoli, or even again buy ready-made broccoli packets or frozen broccoli, and you stick it in a steamer. Stick it in a steamer, and you bung it in the microwave for 5 minutes, and it's done. So my advice is increase the vegetables, eat half or less than half of your normal amount of rice, roti, pasta, potato. Have your normal kind of protein ratio, whatever you're used to, okay? And like I say, you don't have to make separate curries or salads. You can just have your normal curry, whatever you would be making. But then fill the rest of your plate with the steamed vegetables and salad, and you can use whatever sauce, whether it's a bolognese sauce or a curry sauce or whatever it is to flavor your vegetables. And this is the key thing. You can be just as full, just as satisfied from your meal, but you've ended up consuming half the calories. And if you take this approach, just making sure half of your plate is veg and salad at iftar, you will lose weight. You will lose weight, and you don't have to calorie count with this approach. Okay, so if you look at this kind of plate example here, just by making a few simple swaps, like instead of the garlic bread, or just having one cutting out the garlic bread and increase having veg instead. Okay, and going for sort of like diet Coke over normal Coke, for example. Just those small little swaps, just reducing portions slightly. You've literally halved your calories. But does that plate look that different to you? Not really, right? It's not really that different. It's just about mindfulness again. Just by being mindful of these little things makes such a huge difference, okay? The other thing I will say as well with suhoor, having things like eggs, rather than sugary cereals is a lot more healthy, and you'll have a much more slower release of energy. And also make sure you're drinking lots of water instead of juice and fizzy drinks, inshallah. Also, this when I first saw this slide, it like blew my mind because I even though I was trained in medicine, right? We just treat our nutrition training is so terrible, and when I realized that, oh my gosh, eating a whole plate of rice is just equivalent to eating literally like 14 spoons of sugar. I was horrified. I was like, oh my God, like I just didn't see carbs that way. But what essentially rice, bread, all these things, what do they break down to in your when you digest them? Sugar. They break down to sugar. So having a small baked potato or 153 grams of rice is literally the equivalent in terms of nutritionally of eating 9 teaspoons of sugar. No wonder that diabetes, for example, is so high in, South Asian population because a lot of what we're eating is so much rice, so much bread, so much potatoes. Okay, so just something to be mindful of. The other benefit of eating more vegetables at iftar, and more lean protein and having less sugar and less starch is that you'll be fuller for longer, and you won't get that post-iftar slump, okay? Which means that you'll have more energy for Qur'an and Taraweeh, okay? And your body will carry on burning more fat for energy. So what do I mean, by the way, by lean protein? I mean things like chicken, fish, eggs, dal, chickpeas. These kind of things are high in protein. So what happens if you eat something very high in sugar and starch is you get that glucose spike, but then insulin is released in response to that to bring down your blood sugars. And then because of the release of insulin, suddenly the sugar that's going around in your bloodstream will go into your cells, and then there's less the dip in your blood sugar, and then you get the glucose crash. And because there's a dip in your blood sugar, then this actually triggers more hunger, and it also triggers that fatigue. Okay, and the insulin being released blocks the fat breakdown, blocks the fat burning, and stimulates fat storage as well. So we want to avoid that, and we just want to have like just a slower release of energy by increasing the veg, which is again the sugar is the it's a much the glucose is released a lot more slowly, and also the protein is digested a lot more slower, inshallah. So you're going to say, oh, but what about the Ramadan treats? We look forward all year to the Ramadan treats. And what I would say is, look, you can still have them, but it's about the proportions. All I'm saying is be mindful of the proportions. So you could go baked, not fried. A baked samosa is 100 calories versus, or an air fried samosa, for example, versus a fried samosa. Big difference in calories. Is there, whereas, almost over half the calories versus a fried samosa is about 252 calories. Also, maybe keep the treats just for the weekends or for your get together iftars with the family. And also, you could just reduce the portion size, like have one samosa instead of two. Have half a scoop of ice cream rather than a full scoop, okay? And remember, the sunnah way is to feast at Eid, not to feast every night. Like if you look at the Sahaba, they actually used to have a very simple iftar, and they used to feast at Eid. But for us, it's like we're feasting like every day, and that's not the sunnah. It's not the sunnah. So look at this again, just a smaller scoop will really reduce your calorie intake, but you'll still get. Why are you eating ice cream? You're not eating it for the nutrition, you're eating it for the taste. If you just, I say, with the treats, eat them twice as slow, like eat half the portion but eat it twice as slow, really enjoy it, and you'll get the same kick out of having a massive scoop of ice cream, for example. The other thing as well is that, remember, like, food consciousness for the sake of Allah is God consciousness. And why we want to do this, is our body is a gift of Allah. We want to treat our body in the best way. And what I would say to you, my dear sisters, is that if you can abstain from food totally for the sake of Allah in Ramadan, why can't we just eat healthy food when we can eat, to look after our body for the sake of Allah the rest of the year? Because our bodies are an amana of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to keep them healthy. Whatever's in our control, we want to do our bit, inshallah. And if you cannot eat at all for the sake of Allah, then why can't you eat healthy for the sake of Allah as well, all year round, right? And if you're saying, well, I don't have the willpower, well, Ramadan again is proof to you that you do have the willpower, because you managed to go all day without eating anything. So that gives proof to you that actually you can do, you just make, again, I'm not saying deprivation or deprive yourself of anything. I'm just saying pay attention to your proportions, be mindful in your consumption. Okay. So, my dear sisters, a little exercise for you based on what I've said here, is write down for me. Uh, I want you to focus on eating more vegetables and salad this Ramadan. So I want you to think about, Allah has given us many, many different types of vegetables. If you don't like Brussels sprouts, for example, no problem, because there's so many other veggies you can choose from. So my question for you that I want to write you to write down and actually share in the chat with me as well is, which vegetables are you going to buy more of this Ramadan, inshallah? How will you prepare them and when? And I want you to again visualize yourself actually doing it. And I would say don't do it like just when there's 2 minutes to go to iftar, because then you won't do it. Like maybe at least an hour or 2 hours before, just get your veg prepared, inshallah. It takes 5 minutes, not long, to steam some veg in the microwave. So write in the chat for me, my dear sisters, what vegetables are you going to buy more of this Ramadan? And when do you think you're going to prepare it, inshallah? Broccoli, light fry, love it. Share in the chat. I love broccoli. Honestly, it's so simple, but just like making it a habit to have broccoli and spinach on my plate as staples every single day has really made such a difference to my health. Okra, love it. Aubergine, broccoli, cucumber, carrot, beans, spinach leaves and salad, roasted veg, yeah, in air fryer. Carrots, it's literally not necessarily harder than preparing, if you're going to boil rice, just boil some veg. It's not more time. Um, yeah, prepare it in the morning after the school run. Carrots, love it. Love it. Excellent. Broccoli, excellent. Love it. Great. Okay. And I will be sharing, inshallah, after this workshop, a PDF of called Design Your Ideal Ramadan. And in that, there's a meal plan tool. So if you do think about your meal plan in advance, and then this is the key though as well. Any meal you're having, whether it be spaghetti bolognese, even if you're having fish and chips one day, or you're having burgers, or you're having whatever it is, rice and curry, or you just make it a habit to make sure you just steam some veg, or light fry some veg, or roast some veg along with having some salad, and that's it. So easy, and you can, in no extra time, to make your meal much, much, much more healthier, inshallah. I hope that's been a takeaway already, inshallah. Okay, so what I want you to do, what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna Now, again, remember what I shared last time in the workshop is that when you share something out loud in the breakout rooms, you're much, much more likely to do it. Something triggers in our minds, and you're because you've said it to somebody else, you're more likely to do it. So we're just going to do a quick breakout room activity. Again, the point is of this forum being live, especially here with me, is that we can share with each other, inspire each other. So what I want you to do in the breakout rooms is share one goal, Quran goal for this Ramadan, and when you'll do it each day, which is something you may have, and even if you didn't join the previous session, no problem. But just think of one Quran goal for this Ramadan and when you'll do each day, and also share which vegetables and salad you're going to make a conscious effort to have on your plate daily. So for me, as I say, it's broccoli and spinach. And when you're going to buy it, that's key. If it's in your house, you'll prepare it. But the key is to get it on your shopping list, inshallah. So I hope it's quite a simple breakout room activity, but inshallah, I hope you will participate. Breakout rooms are not recorded, so feel free to pop your cameras on and just have just a very quick two. It's just going to be a short breakout room, maximum 4 minutes. 2 minutes each is sharing your Quran goal, inshallah, and sharing which vegetables and salad you're going to make a conscious effort to have more on your plates, inshallah. When you share, you're more likely to do it. So we're going to move on, inshallah, to talking about some really simple tips, inshallah, to increase our consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this Ramadan, okay? Because that is actually the purpose of Ramadan. Allah says in the Quran that, "O you who believe, fasting is prescribed to you as it was prescribed to those before you so that you may attain taqwa." And what is taqwa? It's that consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so Ramadan and fasting are all about increasing taqwa, actually, that consciousness, that mindfulness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that being mindful all the time of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And actually, this is a key thing that I teach in my program, the Khadija Life Aware program, that taqwa is actually, it's not only something we want to have just so we can get to Jannah, but taqwa is the key to a beautiful, happy, pleasant life internally and externally in a very practical way. And consciousness of Allah and self-awareness is that first step to, a great life, inshallah. And the opposite of this is living life just on autopilot without any thought. And if you don't intentionally design your life, you end up living your life on other people's agendas. And then you end up miserable. So the opposite of that is, designing your own life and in a way that is, pleasing to yourself and pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and being conscious of Allah in all moments. Okay. And so this Ramadan is designed to make you more conscious of Allah because with the most basic, again, bringing it back to the most basic desires that, you're about to go reach out for the food. And then what stops you eating? What stops you drinking? Oh, Allah's watching. And we want to be in that state, inshallah, all the time. So, my dear sisters, some tips to connect to Allah that when you feel hungry or tired this Ramadan, okay, put all of your attention into your body and what you're feeling in that moment. Where are you feeling that hunger or your tiredness, okay? And then send that feeling some love, whatever that may mean to you. Okay, like I want you to realize that when you're feeling hungry and tired this Ramadan, you're having that experience purely for the sake of Allah. Nobody else knows you're having that experience, but you're having that experience purely for the sake of Allah. So use that as an alarm bell to actually thank Allah. Like, thank Allah for your body, for your food, for all your blessings, and for your ability to even have that experience of hunger and the fact that, most of the time you don't have that feeling. So instead of being like frustrated that you're feeling hungry and just feeling a bit low because you're feeling tired, use it as an alarm bell again to turn back to Allah. And then thank Allah for the blessings, and then thank Allah for the ability to thank Him. That's like a bonus way to increase that gratitude, inshallah. Whenever you feel a strong emotion, so that's how we can connect to Allah with our bodily feelings. Whenever you feel a strong emotion as well, this Ramadan, like such as anxiety, sadness, guilt, overwhelm, that may come with being a busy Muslim woman. Especially, with ongoing world events. What I want you to do, my dear sisters, is go inward and ask yourself, what is the thought that is causing this feeling? And then what I want you to do is surrender your worries to Allah and turn your worries into dua. So whatever it may be that you're stressed about a work thing, you're stressed about a house thing, you're stressed about your kids, you're stressed about your parents, or just whatever's going on in your life, turn those worries into duas. And that's straight away when you use that emotion again as an alarm bell to turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you'll feel instantly better. Why? Because Allah says in the Quran, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find rest. And then again, You've remembered Allah. Like, thank Allah for the ability to do this. Thank Allah for the ability to be conscious of your emotions and thoughts. Okay? And make your emotions that alarm bell to turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. A third tip is constantly scan for the what I call microscopic delights. So what is a microscopic delight? What you need to do in order to achieve this is you need to become very present in the moment to your surroundings and especially those who are with you right now, right here, right now. Okay, and the cool thing is in Ramadan, we actually often have less energy to overthink things and we tend to be more present anyway. Like notice this Ramadan. Like if you're a chronic overthinker like I have the tendency to be, you'll find that you actually overthink less in Ramadan because you just have less energy. And so you tend to be more present anyway. And then what I want you to do is scan with your senses for those small delights, the breeze on your face, the smile of your child, the taste of the food, okay? And again, thank Allah for the experience with your senses. Like if we, for energy, we could have just been plugged into a charger. You know, Allah could have designed us that way, but no, Allah's given us food as that way of getting our energy with different delightful tastes. So actually be present to that. Don't eat mindlessly, gobbling down the food. You know, be present to all the sensations around you and thank Allah for those experiences. And then again, thank Allah that He's inspired you to be thankful. That's how there's infinite depths to gratitude, inshallah. Subhanallah. Like, I hope that's kind of making sense and hitting home. Like, just write a yes in the chat if that what I've said is making sense then. There. Yeah. This is how we use with our mind, with our emotions, our body, we can connect back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. And this is the thing, if you I want you to not just be doing lip service dhikr this Ramadan. I want you to go meta and I want you to what I call going meta. And you want to not just, you're not just, you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not your feelings. You are the observer of those thoughts, emotions, feelings. That's who you are. And I want you to realize that role and become that observer of your thoughts, become self-aware of those thoughts, emotions, and experiences, and use them as tools to connect back to Allah. And this is possibly the meaning of Imam Ghazali's statement that he who knows himself knows Allah. Because when you're conscious and self-aware, you can use that as tools to connect back to Allah in the way I've described, inshallah. And the thing is, my dear sisters, we all have that internal dialogue with ourselves. Like we're always, if you notice it, we've always got that internal dialogue going on. And that's internal dialogue is often the thing that brings us down. That, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, that this won't work out. Oh, what if this bad thing happens? What if that bad thing happens? That's the dialogue that is actually, we might not be conscious of it, it might be in our subconscious, but that dialogue is often bringing us down. But what I suggest to you, my dear sisters, is become conscious of that dialogue and change it into a dialogue with Allah. Like just start talking to Allah all the time. Like make dua all the time. Okay. Talk to Allah all the time. Like you're feeling frustrated. Talk to Allah. Tell him about the frustrations. Just as the Prophet ﷺ did when he was, in Ta'if. And just see how your joy and your experience of life transforms. I promise you, when you start talking to Allah all the time. Um, and this again is the meaning perhaps of the ayah that, we created man and we know what his soul whispers to him. Allah knows your thoughts and we are closer to him than his jugular vein. Like Allah is so close. Like literally all you need to do to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talk to him, is just think of him. That's where you connect to Allah through your thoughts. That is so close to us. Subhanallah. Also, I want to point out this ayah of the Quran as well, that I want you to remember Ramadan should increase gratitude. Ramadan is a gift. It's not there just to be a hard challenge. Actually Allah says in the Quran that Ramadan is a month which was revealed in which was revealed the Quran, a guidance for people and clear proofs and of guidance and criterion. So whoever cites the new meaning and fast it. But then Allah goes on to say that Allah intends for you ease and does not intend for you hardship. And He wants for you to complete the period to glorify Allah for that to which He has guided you, and perhaps you will be grateful. So if you see here, what Allah is saying is the whole point of Ramadan is to increase us in a state of gratitude. And when we increase our state of gratitude, because our emotional, this is another key thing I teach in the KLU program and in my webinars, that our emotional state is always fluctuating based on our thoughts. If our thoughts are one of gratitude, guess what happens? We feel happier. Our emotional state improves. Okay, so the question is, I want to pose the question back to you guys. Okay, how can you increase that consciousness of Allah in your day-to-day life? Because this is the thing, like as busy Muslim women, we may still have different tasks, we may still have work, we may still have different responsibilities with our families, but I really want you to realize that Ramadan is about and God is about God consciousness. It doesn't actually matter what you're doing as long as you're conscious of Allah. So the question is, how can you make let's just do a little exercise here together. How can you make the following activities what I call a two-in-one activity and incorporate Quran into this, or sadaqah, some form of giving, or some form of dhikr into the following everyday activities as you're doing this? So I'm going to make this part interactive, inshallah. Share in the chat with me, guys, or if you want to take the mic, just raise your hand and take the mic. How can you make going to work? How can you, with going to work, how can you either incorporate some Quran into that, or some sadaqah giving, or some dhikr into your everyday going to work? Just share in the chat with me.
Um,
Yep,
so,
go ahead.
do you want? Oh yeah. So, like, obviously, if you're driving to work, you could either listen to like Quran on your drive, or you could do zikr as you're driving.
Fantastic. Yep. It's all about your intentions. Yeah, put Quran on the Quran. What about when you're actually at work? How can you make that ibadah? How can you
Well,
incorporate Quran, some form of sadaqah, like giving, which is what we want to increase in Ramadan, or some form of dhikr in that?
so like it obviously it depends. Most people do get, depending how long they work for, probably do get a break. And obviously in our break we're not going to be consuming food. So we could use that time to either do Quran, zikr or some form of sadaqah depending on like where you work. Like for example, myself, I work in a hospital, so um obviously you're like looking after patients and taking care of patients, so you could just go that wee bit extra mile for them
Brilliant.
with the
Love it.
intention of looking after them.
Excellent, excellent. So it's all about your so people have put excellent. Thank you so much, sister, for those thoughts. Listen to tafsir about your intention. Yeah, it's all about your intention, that mindfulness in that charity, like smiling at work, helping others, make someone feel happy. Read the Quran in break time. Do dhikr on your way to work or home, or in your break times. Absolutely. Keep saying Bismillah, smile more. Make your niyyah in everything you do. Yeah, help others. Excellent. Great thoughts coming in. Excellent. Helping people be nice. Excellent. What about paying your bills? If you have to pay your bills, how can you incorporate Quran, sadaqah, or dhikr in that somehow, in paying your bills? Anybody got any thoughts on that? Again, share in the chat. Say Bismillah. Yes. Gratitude.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah, you've got money for paying the bills. Alhamdulillah for that.
It's like Assalamu alaikum. It's like when we are giving them the money, we have to say Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, and when we are receiving money from them, we have to say Bismillah Rahman Rahim.
Yes, yeah. Excellent, yeah. And it's your intention, and remembering Allah as Ar-Razzaq. Like even if you're paying your bills or like paying your taxes, make dua like, Ya Allah, let people be benefited from this money that I'm sharing. Alhamdulillah that I've got this money to pay these bills. Alhamdulillah. So excellent. Thank you for sharing. What about shopping for groceries? How can you either incorporate Quran, some sadaqah giving, or some dhikr in that everyday activity of going shopping for groceries?
Alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
We can obviously be grateful for the risk that Allah's given us and the opportunities that we have, and we can put some of our shopping into the most shops have the place where you can donate to a food bank.
Yeah.
Maybe put some in there as well, because obviously that's a way of helping others as well.
Fantastic. Excellent. Yep. Excellent. Buy healthy food to nourish our body. Yeah. Buy those groceries with intentionality. Absolutely. When shopping, saying Bismillah, thanking Allah, great gratitude. Yeah. Excellent. Beautiful. Great, guys. Excellent. Listening to Quran as you're doing the grocery shopping. Yeah. Excellent. What about the everyday activity of, like, say, putting your kids to bed? How can you either incorporate Quran, dhikr, or sadaqah in that activity?
I would say, Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum
I would
salam.
say I'm actually with the kids now and we're listening in. But yeah, I with the incorporating Quran, I think having the speaker on and putting some nice like Qur'an on in the background
Yeah.
would be really nice to like send them to bed as well. Um, and with sadaqah, I think encouraging them to also give in sadaqah and having like ideas and sharing ideas is nice.
Yeah.
And then with dhikr, maybe like going and doing tasbih together before they sleep.
Love it. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. We've got some great comments as well. Read Surah Mulk with the children, praying in the kids' room while they fall asleep. Yeah. Do your tarawih in the kids' room. Practice saying three things they're grateful from. Make the kids pay sadaqah. Excellent. Play Surah Rahman to help them sleep. Pray the adhkar. Yeah. Oh, I love this one. Correlate the name of Allah to job at hand. I think that was regarding the previous one about the job, but I love that. Excellent. Great thoughts, guys. Great thoughts. What about putting the laundry away? The bugbear of many of us. So how can we incorporate Quran, giving, sadaqah, or dhikr in that everyday activity? Anybody got any thoughts on that one? Again, share in the chat or take the mic. Durood Sharif, yeah, you can do some durood while putting the laundry away. Um, Listen to things, yeah. Thank Allah, listen to talks, listen to Quran, listen to a podcast. Yeah, I love this. Good time to donate clothes not wanted. So as you're doing the laundry, if you realize that, oh, the kids have grown out of this, just put it in a charity bag straight away. Listen to lectures of the Quran, do astaghfar, do dhikr. Yeah, love it. Listen to a podcast. Yeah, thanking Allah that you have that clothing. Oh my God, yeah, when you start doing that, like just thanking Allah as you do your laundry, it again transforms that experience of laundry. Um, Thank you, Allah, that you have those clothes. Subhanallah, charity, excellent. Love it, love it. And then what about resting or having a nap in the afternoon? How can you make that? How can you incorporate Quran, sadaqah, or dhikr in that? Because remember, like resting, rejuvenating, that is important too. Often, again, an area that we neglect, we don't have goals for. Again, in my KLU program, I make sisters set goals for their rest and their rejuvenation and their relaxation because it's an area neglected. And if you don't rest and rejuvenate, you won't have energy to then perform at your best. We all need that rest and rejuvenation. So, how can you incorporate Quran, dhikr, or giving in your rest or having a nap in the afternoon?
Alaikum. I
Walaikum salam.
tend to think of Allah's names and just like Al-Ghafur and just think about all of the things that are related to that or Shukur and be thankful for all the things that I have and then that makes me concentrate on it and I tend to think of that as I'm kind of having my power nap, so to speak.
Love it, love it. Yeah, there's ayah that, those who remember Allah sitting, standing, or lying down, like even lying down, we can remember Allah. Go to sleep while saying Bismillah, wake up with Alhamdulillah, talk to Allah, ponder what you're grateful for. Um, uh, yeah, having a khaylullah is sunnah. Like actually remember that having that afternoon nap is sunnah. Thank Allah for the opportunity to rest. Listen to Quran while resting. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the point I'm trying to make is you can do anything and make it incorporate Quran, dhikr, and some form of charity in whatever you're doing. And actually, we've prepared for you a Design Your Ideal Life Ramadan workbook that we will be sharing after this. And what you can do if you want, dear sisters, is you can, in this workbook, there's that meal plan template I talked about. You can let me find it. You can literally think about, the things you have to do for the different areas of life. These are the different areas of life, again, that I help sisters think about and upgrade in the KLU program. What you have to do on a daily and weekly basis, like split it into that, and then think what's the overlap between that and my Quran goals, between that and my giving goals, between that and my dhikr goals, with your body health, for example, as your, how can you do dhikr as you're looking after your body? even looking after your body is a form of service, sadaqah, because our body is not really is a gift of Allah, and our bodies are going to testify for or against us on the day of judgment. So they're not really ours. It's all a gift. It's all on loan to us. So how are you servicing your body even? There's all kind of there's that work. But if you really want to go a bit deeper with this and think about your life and how you want to incorporate Quran, sadaqah, and dhikr based on what's going on for you and your unique life, inshallah. So hopefully you'll enjoy doing that exercise that we'll be getting out to you, inshallah. All right. So some final thoughts then, my dear sisters. Again, it's about focusing on what you control and do not resist what you cannot control. So don't compare, just do your best. Everyone's situation is unique. Like some of us may have exams coming up, some of us may have work deadlines, some of us may have small kids. But the point I've tried to prove here to you is that no matter what you're doing, you can incorporate that Quran, that giving, that dhikr, inshallah, into that. You can make anything ibadah. And it's about quality, not quantity. That's really key. Like, even if you can't do a full juz a day. But what can you do? Allah is not judging you, comparing you to others. Allah is judging you based on your unique situation, inshallah. And make everything ibadah. And that is what taqwa is about. Like, you can only make everything ibadah. That is our purpose in life, is to worship Allah, right? But you can only do that if you're conscious of Allah. And that God consciousness is the ultimate aim. Anything done with Allah in mind is ibadah, even lying down. Like, even that can be ibadah. And also, what I would say is, your morning and evening I talk about morning and evening success ritual. What I would say is that make your ibadah, like your specific ibadah, like Quran, or adhkar that you want to do. Try and do it. Like, I know the daytime is busy, but if you set aside a portion of time, maybe in the morning, post Fajr, or evening after Isha, that's often the best time to try and do the same thing every day and try and make a routine out of it, inshallah. Also, I just want to point out that, as I say, Ramadan is an opportunity for reset. Often, what happens, we go all out in Ramadan and we overwhelm ourselves, and we go back to our old ways after Ramadan. It's like Ramadan never came. It's like totally different in Ramadan, and then we go back to our old habits and old routines. But instead of that, my dear sisters, start new habits in Ramadan that you then plan to keep up for the rest of the year, inshallah. That's how Ramadan will give your life that upgrade. It will give your life that boost. That's what Ramadan is meant to be, like a yearly upgrade to our life, okay? As I say, it takes about 30 days to form a new habit. That's what we learn in the personal development world. So Ramadan is the opportunity to reset our habits. So my question to you is, what's the habit you can start this Ramadan and continue beyond it? And what I would ask you to do now is, for the next exercise, is think of a habit that you can start in Ramadan, but inshallah continue beyond Ramadan. Which, if you did every day, if you did it daily for the rest of your life, it would change your life. What is the one habit? You just write down at least one for me, and again, share it in the chat. So one related to food, nutrition, eating, one related to your Quran or Salah, and one related to your relationships, such as reading Quran together as a family or family hadith time. If you just did this, if you started it this Ramadan and you kept it up for the rest of your life, it would be a game changer for you. Like, think of that in that way, inshallah. I'll put some ideas up here. It would really, really change your life. So write down at least one for each area, inshallah, and actually make that intention that I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to try my best, inshallah. So I've got a few ideas here. Consuming more water, smaller portions, more salad, fruit, vegetables, like we've said. Only making pastries in the air fryer. Drinking water before meals, intermittent fasting, reducing those chocolates, or in terms of Quran, is it learning 3 words of Quranic Arabic a day? 1 ayah of hifz a day. What if you started this Ramadan and plan to keep it up, inshallah. And with your family as well. Taking a few deep breaths before reacting, telling yourself, this Ramadan, I'm going to stop shouting. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop using, shouting at my family. I'm going to stop. I'm going to really try my best to pause before letting myself lose my cool. I'm just going to be present with the kids for 5 minutes a day. What would make a real difference to your life? Learning a name of Allah every day with the family. Think about that, inshallah. If you want to share it in the chat, please do this. Yeah. Staying away from fried foods. Want to learn the meaning properly of 1 to 2 ayahs I've memorized. Yeah, great. Keep it coming in the chat, inshallah. What is it that you plan to do? More salad, being present in the family, 1 page a day of Quran. Imagine, I want you to really imagine if you did that every single day for the rest of your life, like what impact it would have on your life. Not just for Ramadan, but inshallah, keeping it up. That make that intention right here, right now, inshallah. Amazing. And finally, yeah, just think about as well. I'll just give you a couple of minutes to reflect, bring it all together, what we've discussed over the last 2 sessions. What are your goals for this Ramadan? Quran goals, Salat. We talked about Salat, Taraweeh, Dhikr as well last time. We talked about charity and contributing. Um, Kids and family as well. How can you make Ramadan exciting for them? Inshallah, try and be specific. And the key is, again, if one or two, like, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't try and do too much, but just think about, maybe 3 goals for this Ramadan, inshallah, across these, 1 goal in each area. Or actually write something down. Again, if you want to share in the chat, that would be amazing. Teach my kids Islam, eat more vegetables, inshallah. Excellent. Love it. Keep it going. More fruit and vegetables, Quran after each prayer, read prayer with family, iftar and suhoor together. Yeah, beautiful goals. Keep them simple, my dear sisters, but aim to be consistent. Keep your goals simple, but make that intention that I'm going to be consistent, inshallah. Awesome. Yeah, finally, yeah, I just wanted to share that point that how is Ramadan designed to improve our thoughts and our internal psychological experience? Because that's what I work a lot with sisters on, is improving our experience of life, our psychological experience of life, our mental health. And I really want to point out that when you increase your taqwa, if your love of Allah, your hope and fear, your hope in Allah, that's at the center of your thoughts most of the time. How will your thoughts and thus emotional experience not improve? It's automatic that the more you have Allah on your mind, the more your emotional experience of life will improve. Why? Because you actually end up, you don't you supersede, you transcend all the insecure thoughts about yourself and others. It's no longer about, like, can I do this, am I good enough? It's like, well, I want to do it, and I'm making dua to Allah, and Allah will help me. Simple as that. That's how you transcend all the insecurities, by increasing your taqwa. Is that making sense? Just say yes if that makes sense. There's no place for insecurity, because you may still have those insecure thoughts coming in your head, like, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, what if it doesn't go to plan? But if you straight away change it to, like, no, but I'm just gonna surrender this to Allah. Allah will help me. It's like, it just kind of mutes all those thoughts without you necessarily having to do some kind of crazy psychological work to overcome your insecurities, if that makes sense. It's just like transcended, superseded um by your consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's amazing. It's amazing. So just surrender it all to Allah, subhanallah. That's what taqwa enables us to do. Alhamdulillah that Allah's blessed us to, given us the tawfiq to be Muslims. Like, what a great blessing, subhanallah. And my dear sisters, the more we align our thoughts to what's taught to us in the Quran and Sunnah, and our beautiful religion, the more we do that, I promise you, like, this is why my program is called Life Upgrade, the better our experience of life will be, because our feelings and emotion in any given moment comes from our thoughts in that moment. So when our thoughts are constantly on Allah, when we have that state of taqwa, that's how our emotional, mental, spiritual health are all linked. And that's a simple, secret to happiness. Just be conscious of Allah in all moments. Like, and most talks don't talk, like, we hear about Ramadan, we hear about taqwa, but the point I want to labor is the connection between taqwa and your emotional well-being, if that makes sense, and what that exact link is. It's because our emotional state is always fluctuating based on our thoughts in that moment. Is that making sense, guys? Does that make sense? And a lot of often it's our insecurities that actually drag us down, make us depressed, make us anxious. But if you supersede that, it goes away. Does that make sense? All right. So, Alhamdulillah, I hope you found the workshop beneficial. We covered these points, how to connect to Allah in your busy schedule, with your Qur'an as well, how to maximize the health and spiritual benefits of fasting. Simple tips, inshallah, to increase that consciousness of Allah. Hopefully, you've got a bit of a plan and you've had the opportunity to connect with other sisters. So, I hope you found the workshop beneficial. But you're probably wondering at this point, okay, well, I've made this plan, but how do I actually stay motivated throughout the month and beyond with these new habits that I've written for myself? And how do I actually make sure I'm sticking to the plans I made and avoid that mid Ramadan dip? How do I actually stay accountable and surround myself with like-minded company like this? I hope you've enjoyed the company. How do I really I've talked so much about that consciousness of Allah but how do I really integrate that in my life like all year round? How do I create that consciousness of Allah constantly in my thoughts, and don't let the busyness of life take over my thoughts? How do I truly align my day-to-day life with the Quran and Sunnah as well and improve that experience of life? And also, how do I maybe have that mindset shift to create that love and enjoyment of good deeds, like Quran and Salah? Like, I don't want you to just pray, do the Quran and Sunnah and the Salah because you have to, but how do I increase that enjoyment of it so that you can then be consistent with it? And how do I, stay consistent, stop procrastinating and making changes? Like, and many women come to me and say, I'm already so busy, I'm so overwhelmed. Like, how am I supposed to make these changes and actually sustain it? And that's why, my dear sisters, that's why I've created the Khadija Life Upgrade Program. Okay, so I'm just gonna, for those of you who are interested, I'll just tell you very briefly a bit about it, inshallah, if that's okay. Because it's made like it's my labor of love, made for sisters struggling with these issues. So just a little bit about it. It's a minimum 1 year holistic personal development program for Muslim women in the modern world who want that successful dunya as well as akhirah, helping you, inshallah, establish and stay consistent with the mindset, skills, strategies and habits of well-being and success across every area of life, inshallah, without that frustration, stress and overwhelm. What it will also help you do internally is have that more self-awareness, that more peace, presence, gratitude, taqwa, tawakkul in Allah, inshallah, and joy in your life, improved mood, energy, confidence, and self-esteem. And externally, it helps you create that better health, environment, relationships, children if you have them, it helps with your parenting, career, finances, contribution work, ibadah, deen, and connection to Allah. The program's all about getting leverage on yourself, getting the most out of your time and efforts on earth, inshallah, and aligning the best ideas from the personal development world, the scientific research, with the Quran and Sunnah, just like I showed to you today about how the health benefits of fasting. I don't know, again, like many of us don't look at it from that angle, the scientific angle. And it's named after Khadija radiallahu anha because she is our role model. She's a woman of Jannah. She was, she is our ultimate role model. She was, she had that perfect iman. She was a mum, a wife, an entrepreneur. And when you think of her, you think of like a calm, collected person. She didn't freak out when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, told the incident of the cave of Hira. No, she soothed him and said she was a problem solver. So inshallah, this program is all about going from surviving to thriving in every area of your life, inshallah. And what you get is the content, the coaching, and the community to create that life of alignment. You get that accountability and that accelerated action, inshallah. You learn the best mental models, skills, strategies, and systems to upgrade all areas of your life as fast as possible. And the reason it covers all areas of life is because all areas of life connect to each other. They all relate to each other. It's designed with busy Muslim women in mind by, a busy Muslim woman. In the program, we've got it's all done for you. The research is done for you because you're busy, right? So it's the research, the tools have been put together, the guides have been put together to take out that hassle, overwhelm, intimidation out of going for your goals and overcoming your challenges, inshallah, and give you those examples and inspiration. And you also, it's not just a course, you get that loving personal support, encouragement, mentorship, and accountability from hopefully from a relatable coach and a professional coach, inshallah, to implement your learning. Somebody in your corner. And the one of the best things is that beautiful, supportive community of like-minded sisters as well. Like what I set out to create is something I really just wanted for myself. It's just you beat that, having that community of like-minded sisters with you. And I've created this because I really do feel that Muslim women, they deserve to have this in this busy, busy life, busy world that we live in. We need this support, and we deserve to have that support, inshallah. Now, why Ramadan is actually a good time to join, because you might be thinking, okay, like, but it's interesting, but maybe not, Ramadan is not the best time. Is a very practical program. It's not just information; it's a practical program. How it will help you with Ramadan is it's literally all about creating that God consciousness in everything that we talked about becoming peacefully more productive and more conscious of Allah internally, through that process of becoming more aware of our thoughts and feelings. And also, it's about that on the internal side, but also it's about setting up our life so that we're doing as many good deeds as possible on autopilot, and you get that accountability and community. And like I said in my in the workshop, Ramadan is that accelerator for you taking action towards your upgraded life. And the Prophet ﷺ said that I have been sent to perfect good character. That's what the mission of his was. That's what Islam is all about. And this program is giving you hopefully practical tools to, I know we all want to have good character, but how do we match that with, it's about upgrading your character, but also on a practical level, your habits, your actions, your mindsets. When you upgrade your mindsets and habits, that is what will culminate in what you can say is improving one's character, you could say. Um, Also, remember, the good deeds done in Ramadan, the good intentions set, the reward is multiplied. And as I say, he who knows himself knows his Lord. Program is all about self-development, self-discovery, self-awareness. And that's the key to consciousness of Allah, becoming conscious of yourself first and foremost. Alhamdulillah, I've had loads of testimonials. You can check it out on drhafsacoaching.com/KLU testimonials, stories from sisters just like you, alhamdulillah, who've noticed the difference straight away in their life. So if you're interested in this, I'm not trying to get you to join today or anything like that. That's not my intention. Like how it works is, if you're interested, you can book a call with me. We'll get a complimentary what I call life upgrade consultation, which is basically like a mini coaching call. If you want to apply for it, the link is bit.ly/KLU apply. And what we'll do in the conversation is just have a chat and see if you're a good fit for the program. And if you do subsequently join, inshallah, I will give you special Ramadan savings, but just let me know that you attended this workshop or watched the recording, and that special savings discount will be for you because you joined this webinar, inshallah. And workshop. What we'll do in the call, as I say, it's about seeing, I only want the people who the program is right for to join. Like that, I just want to serve the people who want my support. Simple as that. So what we'll do in this call is we'll get clarity over the changes you want to make, what you want to achieve personally, professionally, and Islamically. We'll uncover like any hidden internal and external challenges that may be holding you back. I'll give you some feedback and help you make a plan of action. And then inshallah, you'll leave with that renewed energy and motivation, whether or not you join the program or not. And then we'll decide together if the program is suitable for you based on where you are in life. And there's absolutely no pressure from me. As I say, I only want those who are good fit and who will love the program, who it's right for, to join. So that's why we just have that call, inshallah, to see if it's right for you. So if you're interested, as I say, what you have to do is just fill in this application form, which the shortcut to it is bit.ly/KLU apply. Put in as much detail as you can in the application form so we get more out of our chat together, inshallah. And then just book a time on the next page, book a time to speak with me. There are limited spots, so the sooner you book, the more likely you are to speak to me. If there's no spots available, we'll just contact you when there's a next time available. But yeah, look, if you're interested, I hope that go ahead and book the call, inshallah. Go ahead and book the call. So just checking the comments if there's any. If you've got any questions, yeah, feel free to pop them in the chat. I'm just going to carry on talking a little bit, just because people often have these questions for me. So what a little bit more about what's waiting for you inside once you become a member of the KLU program, inshallah. So module one is all about, and this, I'm just giving this outline because it'll give you that outline of what you need to do if you need to if you want to upgrade your life. So, module one is called the vision and foundations, where you'll figure out what you actually want from your life rather than it just being on the hamster wheel of fulfilling others' expectations. You'll learn how to set realistic goals without being overly attached to them and not feeling guilty if they're not achieved. You'll create a dream dua list, which is very useful in Ramadan as well. You'll learn the science of habit formation so you can create new intentional habits easily, allowing you to do more good deeds with less time, thinking, and energy. And you'll really design your ideal life and week and much, much more, inshallah. In module two, we go deep into what's called the emotions, thought, self-awareness upgrade, where you really learn how your emotions work, how to master them so you're in a state of joy, excitement, gratitude, peace, and tawakkul in Allah. Most of the time, no matter how anxious and low you feel at the moment. You'll discover what makes you unique and gain a new profound appreciation for your life so far and how it shaped you to be who you are, no matter how hard you currently feel your life has been in the past. You'll gain practical tools to be mindful of Allah in all moments and how to be more joyfully present in the current moment, which is so, so relevant to Ramadan, especially, and our whole life, because our whole life is about being mindful of Allah. You'll learn how to stop being reactive and snappy and have the tools to regulate your emotions. You'll drop people pleasing, worrying about what others think of you, and overthinking. You'll overcome self-esteem issues and find new confidence, inshallah, through that strong connection with Allah, like I've just alluded to. You'll become a more loving, excited, joyful person, no matter how difficult your current relationships are and how unfun or uptight or stressed you currently are. Inshallah, so people want to be around you. You'll learn how to enjoy life, become more easygoing and resilient regardless of your circumstances. You'll learn how to genuinely make all your intentions, inshallah, for the sake of Allah. So you earn those Jannah points for the Akhirah as you thrive in all areas in the dunya as well, inshallah. In module three, then, after that, we go into the time and productivity upgrade. So in this, you'll learn the mindset, strategies, systems, and tools to really leverage your time so you get more done in less time with less stress and procrastination and burnout. We'll put the systems in place that make your day flow more productively and effortlessly. We'll drop the overwhelm and procrastination regarding your to-do list. Inshallah, you'll create systems so chores happen on autopilot without stress and overwhelm, and your home is organized and self-tidying. You'll also learn how to be more focused and do more high quality work in less time. And you'll learn how to plan without guilt if those plans don't happen. And so much more, inshallah. Then after the time and productivity upgrade comes the health and energy upgrade. So in this, you'll learn how to boost your energy by reducing your stress levels and optimizing your sleep, diet, and exercise. You'll learn the principles of nutrition so you understand your body and its needs better and you can avoid going on medication. You'll learn the mindsets, habits, and strategies that will enable you to lose weight fast without those crazy, restrictive, difficult, expensive diets and stay motivated while enjoying your food more, inshallah. While enjoying your food more, that's key as well. You learn the fastest and easiest way to build muscle, get toned with the least money, time, investment without expensive gym memberships while juggling work and family. You learn how to leverage your natural cycles as well as a woman, including your menstrual cycle, for maximal productivity so that you'll have more compassion and appreciation for your body and you no longer feel guilty and you don't put pressure on yourself to be productive when in reality your body just needs rest and so much more. Like when you understand your body, like everything changes. Then in module five, then now that you're on top of your, your mental health, your time and your energy, we now move into the Salah and Quran upgrade, where you learn to see Salah as your rejuvenation. So you enjoy your Salah. You learn how to be more mindful of Allah outside and inside of your Salah. You learn how to make your Salah alive and in alignment with your everyday goals and challenges, and how to have more khushu in your Salah. You create a regular and consistent Quran habit. You learn the mindsets and strategies that will make you enjoy your Quran studies more. You'll learn how to learn Quranic Arabic so that you understand the Quran and your Salah in the least time possible without expensive courses, and resources are provided too. So, and much, much more. All the common Salah and Quran goals are covered, how to achieve them in the fastest time possible. Then we go into the relationships and parenting upgrade, module 6. So in this, you'll learn how to set boundaries and create what are called win-win relationships of collaboration and synergy, not compromise and sacrifice. You'll learn how to not be so bothered by difficult relations, and not to be overly preoccupied by what others think of you, yet loved and cherished by all, inshallah. You'll learn the mindsets, communication strategies, and skills to really create what I call a compassionate, passionate marriage, no matter how unhappy and disconnected you are from your spouse currently in your marriage. You'll learn how to find a compatible Muslim marriage match if you're single without frustration, inshallah. And you'll learn the mindset, systems, habits, and skills, and best parenting strategies to raise, inshallah, righteous, confident children who listen to you, love to learn from you, and are deeply connected to you, and inshallah, bring you joy without frustration and yelling, inshallah. And finally, in module 7, the career legacy wealth upgrade, now that you're in a good place, your family, your relationships are in a good place, you'll learn how to become super valuable, productive, and a high performer in the workplace, loved by all. You'll learn negotiation, leadership, and communication skills, so you move ahead confidently in the workplace. You'll figure out what your unique talents are and passions are, so you can use them to contribute more in the workplace, contribute to the community, and so you can build a legacy and sadaqah jariyah that will make that will make a difference, and also in a way that will fulfill you, inshallah. You learn how to move forward with your own ambitions and dreams without compromising your family life or neglecting your other responsibilities. You'll also learn the mindsets and habits that will enable you to have money and wealth in your hands, but not your heart, inshallah. So your wealth grows and you have less financial stress. You'll learn how to save more money without compromising your quality of life and experiences. Learn the principles, mindset, strategies, and tools of investing in different asset classes such as stocks, property, etc., crypto, so that your money makes more money for you and you get passive income, and your wealth grows, inshallah. And much, much more. And basically, yeah, if you do apply the principles in this, you'll, easily recuperate your investment in the KLU program. So the point is as well, that's an outline of the modules, but it's not just a course, here you go, get on with it. This content is in a private membership portal for you to go through at a time and pace that suits you. And you can just listen to it even, as we said, like while doing the laundry, while picking up the kids from school, etc. And it is all available for you. So there is that it's a step-by-step program, but also if you want to jump ahead, you can do to different areas of interest to you. But the point is, it's step by step and it's bite sized. So there's no overwhelm, there's no decision fatigue of what should I listen to next. You just need to press play, and you're learning stuff. It's not like, where do I learn this stuff from? Where do I research all this stuff from? It's all in one place for you. And then you also have that coaching support, like 3 times a month, 90-minute sessions, live teaching and coaching sessions where you can ask me questions about the content. You can get coaching directly on any of your issues in a safe space. We do interactive exercises. So it's like very much a supportive space as well, and that live interaction. And also, you've got that community of like-minded sisters, which is so priceless in a private KLU sisterhood community, inshallah. So what I want to say to you, my dear sisters, as I say, like, this has been my labor of love to create this for you guys. And what I would say, if you're thinking about it, but you're thinking, oh, but do I have the time for this? Do I have the money? What I would say is prevention is better than cure. And the reason, again, prevention is better than cure, because like if things get worse for you, or you get more overwhelmed and burnt out, how much more do the following things cost, like personal trainer, marriage counseling, or a divorce lawyer, health issues, challenging children, missing out on promotions, or doing lots of different coaching programs. What's the cost, the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial cost of staying stuck and not progressing in life? So what I would say, just take that decisive action now, just to book a call. If this is of interest to you, only if it's of interest to you, book a call with me this Ramadan, inshallah, and we'll see where it goes, inshallah. Because as I say, if this is relevant to you, it's better to sort it out before your problems get worse and more expensive to sort out, inshallah, if that makes sense. You also get CPD certificates for your professional portfolio, and remember, money comes back, time does not. So this is what motivated me to get into personal development in the first place. I was like, oh my God, like my young friend who had just passed away. And I was like, my gosh, I don't know how long I have to live. So you've just got to, as I say, try and make the most of each moment and knowing rizq and barakah is in Allah's hands. Now, you might be wondering, what is the investment for the program? And this is the thing, like I've described to you, it's a very detailed program. Each module could easily be sold as a standalone course for like 500 to £1,000. Just check it out on on the internet, like how much these kind of programs cost. You could also hire individual coaches for each area. That would cost you, thousands, because the industry standard for coaching is sort of between £2,000 to £5,000 for a 3-month program. You could read books, attend multiple courses that could end up costing you, hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. I myself have invested so much into learning all this, and that's why I wanted to put it all in one place so that it's not costing people so much and it's not such a mission to figure all this out. Yeah, just one area of life. Like if you just hire a financial planner to help you figure out how to invest, or a gym membership, that could cost you, hundreds. So, the question is as well, what are you going to be paying to master it all yourself? How much time, energy, mental load will that take? And whereas just joining something like the Kill You program, it's not £10,000, it's not £5,000, it's not even £2,000. And the exact investment, I'll tell you if when you book that call with me to find out and to see if the program's a good fit for you first. And the reason I tell you the exact investment on the call is because I want to find out if you're a suitable candidate for the program first. And I found that, people invariably have questions about payment plans, etc. So it's just easier just to talk about it in person if it's of something that's of interest to you. And I just want to say, this is a passion project for me. My aim is to make this knowledge and support as affordable and accessible as I can to as many people as possible. So as I say, if you're the right for this program and we click and I can see you're committed, but you can't afford the investment as well, there's bursaries available. So don't let worries about the cost put you off booking the call with me if it's of something of interest to you. That's all I want to say on this. Yeah, Insha'Allah. And remember, you might invest 20,000 in a car, 500,000 in a house, thousands in a wedding or a family home. But the thing is, the insights I share, this investment will improve your experience of all of things in your life, inshallah. So as I say, if you're interested, simply book a bit.ly/KLUapply, or go on my website first, www.drhafsacoaching.com/KLU, read about the program, recap what I've told you here, and then click the button to apply for a call with me, inshallah. We'll see if it's a good fit for you, and then we'll go from there. Simple as that. If it's not, no worries. All right. And as I say, even after you join as well, you have a 1 month love it or leave it guarantee, because I only want people who absolutely love the program to be part of it, inshallah. When you join as well, there's loads of extra bonuses, things I've added in as well. You've got the opportunity for WhatsApp check-ins with me, for example, extra downloads. I've created workbooks, etc. So there's loads and loads in the program, inshallah. And the cool thing is, as I say, is everything you need in one place. As sisters say, it's just like every area this is some of the feedback from my KLU sisters, that every single aspect of our life is connected to another. So it's just a wholesome and holistic approach. It covers everything you need to know in life. As I say, check out my testimonials page, inshallah, for reassurance if it's something of interest to you, inshallah. So yeah, that's a summary of everything you get. As I say, you get access to the content, the coaching, all the bonus resources as well, inshallah. And as I say, if it's something of interest to you, if you've got any questions, you can ask me on the call, inshallah. Just to say as well, these are some of the FAQ I get. Is it just for married people or people with kids? Nope, it's for professional. If you self-identify as a professional Muslim woman and you want support with these areas, to create what I call a Jannah-focused life, book a call, inshallah. Will you have time? Yes, I'll share with you how to make. It's designed for busy Muslim women, so you will have time to go. I've designed it so you will have time to go through the program. Is Ramadan the right time? We talked about that. I think so. It's the best, possibly the best time, because it is about God consciousness, inshallah. Do I have to be in a good space, headspace? Well, what I'd say is it is for people who want to take action. So if you're like really struggling, crippled with mental health issues, where you're really depressed, anxious, and you feel you can't, it's affecting your functioning, maybe you need a therapist instead. But coaching is about looking at where you are right now, where you want to be, and giving you the mindsets and action steps and the support to make those changes, inshallah. And again, the investment that will all be covered when we talk about it in the call, inshallah. So if you're interested, bit.ly/KLU apply, inshallah. And I won't go through this too much, but yeah, loads of sisters have benefited. Sabrina said it's helped her overcome overthinking, and she likes the fact that Islamic principles are integrated into everything I teach here, yeah, in this program, and that's what's key. I connect what's in the personal development world with what's in the Quran and Sunnah, inshallah. So it's holistic. Shireen shared that she's more motivated, organized, and determined from being part of the program. It's helped her to maximize her output and productivity in a limited time as a working mum. Her children are happy as a result too. And also, she mentioned it's been useful to be taught how to look after her money, where to invest it to help it grow. Sultana as well has said, like, it's really changed the way she looks at situations, how she processes her emotions and thoughts. It took time to overcome those life worth of self-limiting beliefs, but it has now embedded into a blueprint, alhamdulillah. So as I say, thank you for if you stayed on the call and listened to that. I hope, as I say, if it's of something of interest to you, then feel free to book a call with me, inshallah, bit.ly/KLU apply, inshallah. Otherwise, thank you for staying for the workshop. I hope you have a blessed Ramadan. Keep in touch with me. Dr. Hafsa, I'm on Instagram. Join my WhatsApp group, join my mailing list. If you can leave me some feedback on the workshops as well, I'd be really grateful. The link is bit.ly/Ramadan for women, and you will get a gift for filling in the feedback form as well. So, inshallah, please do. If you can fill in the feedback form, I'd be very grateful. And if anybody else has any questions or comments at this point, I will be happy to take those. Can Kelly be recommended for non-Muslim female? Yeah, sure. We can, even if they're non-Muslim, they can book a call with me and see, inshallah. So yeah, what if you want to finish the session by sharing your biggest takeaway in the chat? That'll be great. So I will leave the link here if you want to book a call with me. bit.ly/KLU apply, inshallah. Great. Amazing. Great. Sisters love the interaction. Yeah. Excellent. Leave everything in Allah's hands and He will sort. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you the recordings, yep, the recordings will be sent, inshallah. Great. Think of one bad habit you would love to change. Also try to do that in Ramadan. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Great. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining the workshops. Hope you have a wonderful Ramadan. Here to support you in your corner, inshallah. And inshallah, talk to you next time then. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Ramadan Kareem. And keep me in your du'as, inshallah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.